Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am back with another girl advice video, but this time it is a Wendy's. So I didn't know they did Wendy's in Manchester. I was just, you know, doing my usual like little scroll on Uber Eats, and I came across it and I was like, no way as if we have this here now. So I was like, I need to try it on camera because I've tried it obviously in America, and I tried it once from the London one, and don't get me wrong, it was good, but it like got delivered from the other side of London, so I feel like by the time it got to me it was just kind of a bit like cold and a bit like gross. But this actually came here in like 20 minutes and I'm beyond excited. I don't know if it's like a restaurant that you can go in, or if it's a drive-through, or if it's just like a kitchen where you can just order it on Uber Eats. I don't know, but yeah, you can now get Wendy's in Manchester. I'm also boiling again. Why have I chosen to wear a jumper in this heat? I think I'm just way too excited now for like autumn and winter. I went and bought some autumn and winter home stuff the other day, like little pumpkins and everything for my coffee table, and I'm just waiting for September 1st to come so I can put them out. Actually, it's September 1st tomorrow, so you know the pumpkins are coming out tomorrow. But yeah, I'm back with another girl advice, or boy advice, girl talk, boy talk, whatever you want to call it. I got you guys to send in some questions and dilemmas and everything on Instagram, obviously all kept completely anonymous, and I'm gonna answer the most like popular ones. I've kind of collated some of them together, and yeah, basically just picked out the most popular ones, and I'm gonna sit and give my advice on them. Whether you want to listen to my advice or not, completely up to you. Obviously I'm only speaking, well, kind of from personal experience or just what I think, but also I am 21 and I am learning myself, so potentially take it with a pinch of salt. This is the food that I got. I've got 2 drinks actually, because one of them was like branded as a dessert, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get both because they look really good. That's the food. So these are the drinks in here. Obviously you've got a can of Coke, because what else am I gonna get? But then I saw this, and it is, oh, there's a spoon in here and there's some sauce. What's this? Garlic sauce. I got, it's like a strawberry, like raspberry ripple sort of dessert thing. I don't really know, but it looked really nice, so I got that. And then food wise, I got some fries. Oh my god, it's so weird seeing like the Wendy's packaging in the UK. I got some chicken nuggets, and then, oh my god, the last time I had a Wendy's was when I was at the airport in Florida, and I was waiting for my mum and ask her, and this is where I remember the packaging from. I just got the normal cheeseburger, but I added extra American cheese and I added onions. I am boiling hot. I really have worn the wrong jumper for this video, but I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please smash a huge thumbs up, and other than that, let's get started. First of all, I just popped one of my nails off again. I had to order some nail glue from Amazon because this one is coming off, but I don't have time to get them redone before I've got a shoot. And you know when it's hanging on by like an absolute thread, and I just know if I catch it at the wrong point, my full nail's going flying with my nail underneath it, so I'm just treading really carefully. I think I'm gonna try the food first, and then I'm gonna start talking, because once I start talking, I kind of end up leaving the food. So let's give this a go. I've got some garlic sauce here, which I didn't actually choose, but I mean, I love garlic, so that smells really nice. Let's open the burger. It just feels really like American. I am very, very, very excited about this. The burger looks good. Let's see if it lives up to the one in America. Wow, yeah, it definitely does. It's giving like Five Guys, but better, because I think these buns are better, and kind of like Burger King actually, but again, this is better. That is so good. I feel like this may become one of my go-to takeaways now I know you can get this. And then let's also try a nugget, because these look so good. They like, I don't know, they look like little crispy chicken tenders. I'll try it with the garlic sauce. Wow. Oh my god, those are so good. They're some of the nicest chicken nuggets I've ever had actually. Oh, Wendy's is pulling through. I'm really enjoying this. And the fries as well, let's give these a go. These are like Five Guys fries. Wow, this is good. I didn't have a bad thing to say about this at all. Let's just try a quick bit of this dessert before I start talking, because I don't want it to melt. I ordered this because I feel like it's giving me like Scribble sort of vibes. Oh my god, yes. I love anything with raspberry sauce. Okay, Wendy's is like a strong 10 out of 10. If they have one near you, or if you're in Manchester, you need to order this ASAP. First kind of question slash topic is the talking stage. Should I wait for him to ask me out, or do I ask him myself? I think this is a really difficult one, because obviously every talking stage is like different for everybody. I've had talking stages where like I could feel that if I carried it on with that person, it would have gone into a relationship very, very quickly, like literally within like a month. But then I've had talking stages with other people where it's lasted like 6-7 months and it never got into a relationship. So I feel like it's really dependent on the person. In an ideal situation, if I had my complete way and I was like, okay, this is how I would like my perfect relationship to go, I would ideally like to be in the talking stage for like 2.5 months, and then you kind of become exclusive with that person, so you're both with the understanding that you're not speaking to anybody else, and around like the 3-month mark, and then official around like the 4-month mark. That would just be my personal like dream situation, but obviously I know that's not really the case case for a lot of people. I think the only red flag you should look out for is, you know, if you're not exclusive by the stage of being like 3-4 months, because I personally think you should be at like 3-4 months speaking to someone. I think you should just be speaking to that person. And also, if the person is leaving it like too long to make it official, aka like 6-7 months, I guess that is like a slight red flag, because that's a really long talking stage. But then saying that, like, I know people who have been in the talking stage for 8 months, but that was purely because they set out at the beginning and said that they weren't looking for a relationship. So I think going forward, and this is with anybody that I would speak to as well, I want to get like their intentions very clear from the get-go. I want to know if they want a relationship, or if they're just looking for a bit of fun, or if they're not interested in a relationship right now, because I feel like it's so important to be completely transparent with the other person and know their intentions, and then know yours as well, just so you're always on the same page. Like, I think communication is like the best thing. So talking stage, I don't think there's anything wrong with you wanting to ask him at all. Like, do it. We're in the 21st century, like, why not? Yeah, like I said, nothing wrong with you wanting to ask him, but I think if it gets, like, I'd give it a little bit more time, and if he still hasn't asked you, then maybe just bring up the conversation, be like, is there a reason you haven't asked me? And just make sure that you're very clear with each other. But yeah, personally for me, anything past like 4 months would now be deemed as like a red flag. Period tips and how do you find motivation on your period. So a lot of people were asking me this, and I feel like I'm always really open about periods, so I have literally no issue talking about it whatsoever. My periods are really weird, to put it like that. It's actually the only way I can think of describing it. I have like, I guess, yeah, what you could deem as irregular periods, because I could have a period like perfectly fine for like 3 months straight, and then I could miss it for like 2 months for no reason whatsoever, and then it will come back and it will be really heavy and really painful, and then it will regulate again. So I really struggle with my periods, and as I'm getting older, I'm noticing the signs like leading up to my period. So leading up to my period, I will be hungry 24/7, like so hungry, like, but I won't like finish a meal. So I'll have like a bite out of something, or like half of something, I'm full, but then half an hour later I need something else, and that will last for like 3 days. My boobs really hurt when I'm coming on my period. They just feel really heavy and like almost uncomfortable without a bra on, because they feel that like heavy on my chest. I get quite bad backache, which is like a new symptom for me. I actually think I'm coming on my period now, I can kind of feel it here as I'm sat here. I find it really hard actually to get motivated when I'm on my period, because it makes me really tired, and also, not to sound dramatic, but a couple of days before my period I'm so emotional and so like just here, there and everywhere, that I actually try and avoid speaking to people, because it makes me so just inside and so sad. Like, I feel really sad, like all my emotions are so heightened when like the couple of days before my period. So if I'm ever feeling like really sad, or I'm feeling really down, I'm like, yeah, I literally know exactly what's happening, because my body is just releasing like emotion after emotion right now. It depends how bad your pain is, but obviously, you know, I was gonna say it's normal. An extreme amount of pain isn't normal, and if you are in that, you definitely need to go to the doctors, just so you know, to find a little bit more information about what might be going on, and just to kind of clear your own mind about it. But for me, I'm quite like good with managing my pain now. I take just a lot of ibuprofen, still not on any contraception, just that's just my personal choice. I just don't want to take anything. So yeah, I just take a lot of ibuprofen, a lot of hot water bowls, a lot of baths. I just listen to my bodies. If my body is saying like, no, you need to rest, like don't go and do this, I will listen, and I simply will just sit and rest. Also a lot of baths as well, like really warm baths like help a lot. I think it's different for everyone, but make sure you listen to your body and you're not forcing yourself into situations that are going to strain it or make it worse. As well as all of the things that I've said, just Google some things that can help with periods and general motivation, and even just find like a good series, or getting yourself into something where your mind can focus on something else. I think that really helps, because like when I'm watching the TV, even if I've got really bad period pains, because my mind is focused on that, it almost doesn't feel as bad, if that makes sense. I need to remember to actually eat this food instead of just talking, so I'm just taking a 2-minute break to eat some of these chicken nuggets. The next one is like a very general topic of like feeling lonely with no relationships, and how do you stop yourself from feeling lonely. So everyone knows, never had a boyfriend, shouted from the rooftops. I know I'm 21, still never really had like anything, yeah, I guess like that. I don't shy away from the fact that I've never had a boyfriend. I'm quite open about it. I'm 21, nearly 22, and yeah, still haven't had a relationship. So I've definitely been through a load of like stages where like, I feel really lonely, like is there something wrong with me? Why do all my friends have boyfriends and I don't? Believe me, like I've been through it all, and I think I've got to a point now where I'm like weirdly happy being on my own, and kind of like scarily happy being on my own, that letting someone in on that level again actually really scares me. I definitely went through a phase where I felt super lonely, and it was a couple of years ago when all of my friends had boyfriends, and I just felt like Nothing was working out for me. They were in really happy places in their relationships and I was so happy for them, but it was almost so being happy for them because I had no one. I only had them and they had someone else. It's a really hard thing to go through, and I think the main thing you have to understand is it is not on you. And just because you don't have a relationship, or you're not in a relationship, or you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or someone that you're speaking to, it is nothing on you, and it just means that the time isn't right for your life personally. I keep seeing loads of quotes recently about, like, you know, we're so young, like a relationship isn't the be all and the end all of our generation. And I think social media sometimes makes it feel like that because people obviously post all the best parts of their relationship as they do of their whole life, which is slightly the problem, partially, which I am also part of the problem of, so a little bit of a contradiction saying that. But people post like these extravagant things that their boyfriend and girlfriend they do for each other, like the whole like flowers on the bed and everything like that. I've never had that. Like, I would love that. I can't lie, that I would love that. I've never had that, and I think a lot of people see that and expect relationships to be like that and expect that, and reality is it's not like, yeah, it's not that. I mean, it might be for some people, and if it is, you're very lucky. I really hope to have that one day. Just understand that just because it isn't happening for you right now doesn't mean that it won't. Like, that's the kind of point in my life that I've got to where I'm just so happy doing my own thing, and to be honest, so career focused. Like, I definitely let myself explore that side of life in the last year more than I ever really did before, and I'm really glad I did that because it opened my eyes to a lot of things, and like I've learned a lot of things about myself. But overall, I have learned that like right now all I have truly got like is myself to rely on. I want to get myself an amazing career. I want to do myself proud. I want to do my family proud. I want to put myself first because that's the most important thing. So if you don't have a relationship, please don't feel like it is anything on you, and to combat the loneliness that you might feel, like, learn to enjoy your own company, because there is nothing better than learning to enjoy your own company. Just being able to cook yourself dinner and be alone with your thoughts is such a powerful thing, and something that not a lot of people can actually do. So if you can do that, then, you know, that says a lot about you as a person. You know, cooking yourself dinner, going on walks, like going out and just doing things on your own, just simple things like going out shopping, or, you know, just watching a series or reading a book or having a pamper night. Things like that that just let your mind rest but allow you to be so comfortable with your own company is the best thing. I do a lot of that. I love spending nights on my own. As much as I absolutely adore my friends, we're literally like a family up here, I love spending time on my own because I love my own company, and I love just walking around the house with my music on, and yeah, it's just so nice. So it's not a bad thing if you're not in a relationship. Please don't feel like it's personal. I mean, I've been there, I felt like it's personal, but it's not. And yeah, everyone's time will come, and if you're 21, 22 or 30 and you still haven't had a relationship, please don't think it ever won't happen for you, because it will, just when the time is right. How to start loving yourself again. I'm really eating this in a really weird order, by the way. I just really fancy some of this, so hang on. This one's hard because I feel like I was having a really good conversation actually with my friend Josh the other day, and he said something really good to me that I want to say. We were talking about loving yourself and being like comfortable in yourself to a point where you feel ready to be in a relationship, or you feel completely okay being on your own. And I said, I was like, yeah, I think you need to be like 100% happy in yourself to be able to be with someone else. And Josh said, no, I don't agree with that. I think you should only have to be, you know, 80%, because no one's ever going to be 100%. And I really got me thinking, and I was like, that is so true. Like, I don't think I'll ever be 100% comfortable in myself. There's always going to be little parts that you're never truly happy with, and that's okay. But how to start loving yourself again, it's hard. I know it's really hard, like, and I don't even really know like how to do it. For me, I think it's more just like a mindset rather than actually doing specific things to help you love yourself. Of course there is things you can do, like picking out your, you know, your favorite features about yourself rather than the ones you don't like as much, and enhancing on those features and just telling yourself that you love yourself. But overall, I think it's just more of a mindset. Like, I believe a lot in like manifesting in a really positive mindset, and I think that's the reason I have got to where I am in my life today, because of the positive mindset and the manifesting that I do. But I just tell myself that like I am worthy of love, and I am worthy of that, and I am a really good person, and I know I am. And it's just having that positive mindset and telling yourself that you are those things, and then you truly believe that you are. I don't really know what to recommend to like read. You should probably read The Secret, and there's a couple of other things that you could probably read and watch that will help you kind of like develop that sort of mindset, which I will will leave links to down below because they really changed my life. I'm not saying I love myself, because I definitely don't, not the full 100%, not the full 80%, I wouldn't even say 60%, but you have to make sure that you're accepting yourself for who you are, not because you want to be desirable for someone else, but because you're happy and in yourself and you're meeting your own criteria that you have for yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, and I don't know how to word it, but never ever try and have that mindset of like, yeah, I love myself now and I'm ready for someone to love me. I feel like worthy for someone to love me, because you're always worthy for someone to love you. The only reason you should want to love yourself is for you, not for anybody else. I really hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, then I'm just up, but I really hope it does. What do you think the best way to get over someone is? Again, I think this is so personal to every person. We've all been there, we've all had to get over someone. I want to say distracting myself, but it's not. It's facing your emotions like head on and being like, okay, I let myself feel this for this person, that is fine. I'm glad that I can actually feel like that for someone, and I have that emotional capacity to be able to do that, but this time it just didn't work out, and that means that, you know, you can give that to someone else when the time is right. That for me is like the main thing, to not avoid it, because I think by avoiding it, you're just putting it to the back of your mind and putting it to the back, and it's going to come up at some point. You can distract yourself for as long as you want, but it's always going to be there, and then if you try and distract yourself 6 months later, that's going to come back up and you're like, fuck, I'd never dealt with that and now I feel like shit again. So for me, it's like dealing with the emotion head on and dealing with the situation head on, and once you've done that, you know, it's not distracting yourself, it simply is just moving on, going out with your friends again, living life, having fun, doing whatever you want to do because you're living life for you. That's the kind of like mindset I've always had. I literally have one life, I want to live it to the best that I can. I want to tell my kids the best stories about my upbringing, and I just want to like live life every day. You know, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Tomorrow could be the best day of your life, and I don't want to sit around wasting it dwelling on the fact that something didn't work out, because okay, it didn't work out, it might work out in the future, might not, and if it doesn't, everything happens for a reason. Like genuinely, that is just the mindset I have in life now, that I just want to wake up every day, live life to the fullest and enjoy every single day, because as cliche as it sounds, you don't actually know when each day is your last. So yeah, that's basically how I get over someone, or how I would personally do it. Like, face it head on and let yourself feel those things. Like, don't get angry at yourself for being upset or wanting to cry or feeling a certain way, because I've also been there. Like, when you feel like shit about someone or something, but you don't want to feel like about someone, so then you get angry at yourself, and it's the worst thing. You go around in a little circle. But just don't get angry at yourself, let yourself feel it all, and by feeling it, you will be able to move on. How to make friends. For me, this was actually quite hard, because I feel like a lot of people meet their friends at uni, and I never went to uni, so I never had that chance to meet people in that way. So all my friends I met through my job, which is YouTube. So yeah, pretty much all my friends right now, apart from like the odd few who I went to school with, are pretty much people I met through my job. Honestly, if you want to make friends, just go up to people on nights out, or like message people on Instagram. Like, I've messaged so many people, you know, that I just want to be friends with, and we're now friends just because I was like, you look like my type of person, you look really cool, let's be friends. And I've made loads of friends through doing that. I think also uni and obviously school and college and everything is an amazing way to meet people. But yeah, I keep my circle really small, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about making friends, because my circle is so small. And obviously, yeah, I didn't go to uni, but yeah, just message someone, just go up to someone. Like, if you want to be friends with them, just have the confidence and be like, bitch, you look sick, I want to be friends with you. How to deal with social pressures, aka jobs, and where you're at in life. So again, I feel like this is a really like big issue in our generation, a lot because of social media, because people feel pressured to be at a certain point in their life by a certain age. So a lot of people feel pressured to be in their absolute dream job position by like 25, to be in a relationship by like 21, to be engaged by 26, to be married by 28, to have kids at this time, blah blah blah. But everyone's life is different, and everyone's life pans out differently, and please don't ever feel like you're not winning at life, or you're not, you know, compelling in what you're doing just because someone on social media or someone else around you is further along in their life at your age. There's nothing wrong with going at the pace that you feel comfortable at. And you know, for me, like I said, like I remember when I was like 16, in my head right now, I thought I'd probably have a long-term boyfriend who I would be with and then potentially get engaged in like 4 or 5 years and then have kids with. That hasn't really worked out for me, but it has worked out the way that it probably is meant to have worked out, because my job is like thriving, and that is what I love doing. So life works in mysterious ways. But anyway, please never look at someone else who's in the position that you might thought you'd be in and think that you're failing at life, because you're not. Like I said, life just happens at very different paces for different people, but it doesn't mean that it won't happen. It's just going to happen at a different time to someone else. We've all been there. I've felt like I'm a failure so many times because I have a habit of comparing myself to people, which is so bad. Really trying to get out of it, and definitely am getting out of it recently, which is good. But yeah, you've just got to understand that where you are are at in life right now is where you're meant to be, and when it's going to happen for you, it will happen, and it will all make sense as to why it's happening then and not now. The final one, tips on dealing with stress and how to live a balanced life. Dealing with stress for me is a bit of a weird one, and like living a balanced life and stuff, because I feel like I'm a little bit of a different case because my job is again a little bit different. I've struggled with living like a balanced life pretty much all my life because I've never really known like what the best thing to do is, because I'm always vlogging, I'm always filming, I'm always switched on, I've always got my work mindset on because my life is my job. In some ways that was making me resent and hate my job because I felt like I didn't have a life even though my life was my job. So I have recently, and I mean really recently, in the last like month, finally come to terms with the fact that I love vlogging, I love it so much, and I'm not going to stop vlogging, but vlogging my life and using that as a full-time job wasn't making me happy anymore, and that is why I've kind of gone back to my old content of advice videos and challenge videos and food videos, because that's a separate thing to my life, and now I live a really private life which I love. But then I'm still going to vlog, like if I go do something exciting, or if I'm just sat at home and I feel like picking up the camera, I'm still going to do that. But that was me trialing and erroring a life and a balanced life, and now I've figured out almost like, I want to say, the perfect balance, and I love it. I feel so much happier. Like I feel like you can tell that in my energy. Like I wake up every morning and I'm so excited about life now because I have that balanced life that I wanted. But in general, I think it's just so important to give time for yourself. Like that is the most important thing, that you make sure you put yourself first. And if you want a night in when all your friends are going out, don't be afraid to say no and think, you know what, actually I want to sit in tonight and I want to read a book and I want to relax. That to me is about living a balanced life, being able to go out with friends and, you know, go out with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but then also going to work, but then also having my camera died. But that to me is like the definition of a balanced life, being able to do all those things but still understanding how important it is to have you time and time on your own and time to work on your goals and your dreams. Always put time aside for that. And again, dealing with stress, that's exactly what I do. I just sit down, I reflect on what is making me stressed, and I think logically about the situation. I think, how can I deal with this? What's the best way to deal with this? And don't get angry at yourself if you don't choose the best way. You're not always going to choose the best way. You know, I deal with stress sometimes horrifically, and that's not a bad thing. I think the main part of it is just having time for yourself and keeping a balanced life by doing that and knowing that you come first. That is the end of this video. I am genuinely sweating buckets underneath this jumper. I need to go and get in the shower immediately. I'm also going to sit and finish my meal because I told you this always happens. I order food and then I sit and talk. I've been talking for 45 minutes nearly, and yeah, and I now haven't eaten my food, so I need to sit and eat this. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, please take it with a pinch of salt because I am also learning myself. I'm only 21, but this is just what I've kind of learned, and I hope you guys feel like a big sister vibe, I guess. And if you ever need to message me, I read all my DMs. Just drop me a message and I will see if I can help with advice, or I can keep it anonymous and put it in another video. But yeah, I'm only just a message away, and I know all of my friends, like YouTube friends, say the exact same thing as well. So if you ever need any advice, ever need any help, just drop any of us a message, and of course we will try and message back. But yeah, I love you all so much, and I will see you very soon for a brand new video. Mwah. Bye.